It's Tuesday with Terrietime, and I am in such a good mood. I had a virtual phone call today, and it was wonderful. Trump is doing so good. Trump is doing good. That Prime Minister of Canada resigned. His cabinet resigned. Why do you think that is, people? Because they know shit's about to get real with Trump. Also, I saw this guy Dragon, and I had no idea who he was or what he was. And I saw him on Pustik's panel. Well, of course, Chicago was up there running his mouth, and I heard the guy say something about retics. So I knew he had to know something about the reptile community, because everybody knows what kind of reputation Chicago has in the retic community, the snake community. So I knew this guy knew something. So Pustik gets up there, with his big loud mouth, and he never lets anybody talk. And this guy, this dragon, Jacob, was so calm and cool, and he let Pustik go on and on with his MRE stuff. And the guy said, just like me, there's no proof that MRE has ever been convicted, charged, or anything with children. And then Pustik said, well, what about the FBI raiding the house and taking all the electronics? Let me tell you something, Pustik. They do that in meth dealers' houses, whether there's any child porn or not. It's a common tactic of the FBI. So this guy, this dragon, this Jacob, he is the coolest dude I've ever seen. Instead of getting all mad like I would have, he just let Pustik run that mouth, dig him a deeper and deeper hole. And finally, Pustik has bragged about beating that woman with that Pustik for accusing him of false charges and how she didn't testify. I know why she didn't testify, for the same reason I didn't testify or go to any cops against any of my men. Because if you did, it was going to be worse. Street star. You say you're such a street guy. You don't know why that woman didn't testify? Everybody else does. So anyway, this dude, this Jacob, Pustik couldn't get him in a corner, couldn't get him to say nothing bad about MRE, couldn't get him to say nothing about nothing. So then Pustik asked him this question, said, well, if somebody accused you of something false, wouldn't it bother you? And that dragon guy said, yeah, it would. It bothered me. And he said, well, then you know that Suge accused me of all this stuff I didn't do, and blah, 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 blah. And that guy said, yeah, maybe you did, and maybe you didn't. But he said, when you beat that woman with that Pustik, she accused you of something you didn't do. You're accusing MRE of stuff he didn't do. And everybody else of stuff they didn't do. So what do you got to say about that? And Pustik had to totally shut up, and the show went down. So then Pizza made an announcement, and he said that he could not stand behind Pustik doing what he's doing to Angel Gotti, and I don't get that either. Why in the world could anyone justify, and I've never even heard Angel say nothing bad about him, but to go after her children and stuff for no reason other than he don't like Suge being, that's kindergarten. The guy has not aged, probably 9 years old, maybe. And then he says, he makes fun of that team prosecution or whatever it's called. That's because he has his little pet raccoon do everything for him. And why is he glorifying in the fact that Nicholas Romano's in prison? Nobody should be happy that anybody ever gets jammed up. Ever. Especially if they've done 22 years in the pen. And he keeps bragging, you got a lifetime restraining order. What the fuck does Romano care about having a lifetime restraining order against a pet raccoon? Put one on me. I don't ever fuck with her anyway, and neither would anybody else if she'd have kept her nose out of the business. Because I've heard her on phone calls. I've seen her with you going to jam Chicago Muscle Up. I've heard you on the phone threatening to rape Johnny Mac's daughter. I've heard her on the phone threatening to kill Johnny Mac, so she's not innocent. She's your pet raccoon. She's not a boss, and she sure ain't no part owner. Because guess what, Pustik? part owners and bosses don't answer the phone. She's a phone picker-upper. In other words, a receptionist. Let me show you how you do that. Let me see if I was working from some attorneys. I'd answer the phone. I'd go, hello, you have reached the law offices of Joseph Valachi. How can I help you? And I listen to what they say. And if they're a client or something, I don't put them straight through to the attorney. I put them through to the secretary. And then to the attorney, if they're lucky. I didn't get 6 divorces and not learn how attorneys act. I would call my attorney on the day of the court appearance and get his secretary. So she's no boss and she's no part owner. She's a phone picker-upper. And I don't know. And you showed a picture of me today, Post-It. It wasn't that DV picture, but I'm waiting for you to mess up. Because I will put them raccoon pictures of her all everywhere. And you think you're so good at the websites. I ain't been able to find one of them websites yet. So Angel and you people that worry about it, don't. Because he does know what he's doing. Because even if you type it in exactly like he says, you can't find anything. Anything. And I love you, Carlos. And I always will. Come here, Presley. You want to say something?
He wasn't in there.
That's not Presley. That's Picasso. Who is this? That's Tammy. Come here, honey. You want to give somebody a blessing? Oh, she gave my virtual phone call guy a blessing today. A blessing. It was a good virtual. Come on. Let's give a blessing. Amen. Come on. Come on, everybody. Hyena, everybody. Come on. Come on. No, you don't have to. Good girl. There's a blessing for everybody. There's a blessing. I'm so happy about Trump and the little dog killer war. I was on Reddit. And I saw all these women at the Gap, Heidi, six-figure, poodle kicker Gap, posted all these women that had got money off this other woman, but her name wasn't on there. Isn't that strange? Isn't it strange that the poodle kicker is involved in all this stuff all the time? Sharon's bringing Presley in here. I guess Presley wanted to come in here. Come here, Bubba. Come here. Presley is a symbol for all the abused dogs. He's a symbol of a strong 19-year-old Pekingese that has never had a rough day in his life. Never. Oh, and the virtual call guy, he loved this. And guess what, Pulsick? He's from Medley. And he knows how you've been talking about me. Oh, yeah. And I'm just saying, you know, you need to watch what you're saying, because I've never went after no fans. I went after Minnie, and I haven't even outed her lover, her lesbian lover, but I can. So don't put me in your little trash bag of people, family people. And how you can be so stupid and asinine to think, even pizza made total sense this morning. And I was so happy when he blocked you and said he couldn't be with you because of the way you're going after Angel and her family. I was so proud of him. And I said, Pizza, I am so proud you saw the light. He said, I didn't really see the light, Terrietime. I just can't put up with him doing that. See, your logic doesn't make any sense, Poolstick. How does it make any sense for you to go after stand-up guy's dead brother and tragically killed niece because stand-up guy's doing something? It makes no sense, and Chicago is as stupid as you are. How can you justify going after MRE's family when you got a problem with him? And you bottom feeders are the same way. Keep it personal, like I do. I go after people that personally went after me. Like Amber. Oh, Amber, remember? Remember me and the real estate man? Remember that, Amber? And you ain't changed. You're just as dirty as you've ever been. And then I told who Lauren was, which I regret. Lauren, I regret it. If I would have had any idea what that sad whore FBS was all about, I would have never given you up. Never. You can, I swear on Hyena's life, that never would have happened, and it's my fault. I should have researched it. Because I wouldn't have given him anything. Not even the time of day. Let alone who you were. So my day has been perfect. And Dragon, I checked out your channel, and you do have some beautiful boas. Not boas. Ball pythons. They're my favorites, too, because I'm really not much of a snake person, but I love them reptile people. And Jacob and me need to talk, because we know what kind of reputation Chicago has in the reptile community. Oh, yes. And stand-up guy did nothing to you, Pool Stick. Nothing. But you got your little pet raccoon. She does whatever you tell her with her little pet raccoon face, which I'm just waiting to put out there. Carlos, love you. Rolex, I ain't seen you lately except on Facebook. You know how I feel about you. Tammy, my soulmate. Sylvia, my dot. And Team Pizza. I've missed all you guys. It's so good to be back with you. All of you. And Pizza, you did a wonderful show today. You made so much sense. You were so even-keeled. And I will never abandon you. I might quit going in your chat because of Pool Stick and stuff, but I'll never abandon you. Never. And you know that. So everybody, have a wonderful Tuesday. I did. Don't forget Pool Stick Medley.